Nice to meet you, everybody.
You too. Who else? You don't have invitation? Really? Okay, now you have. That's great. If you have, please accept it. Bruna.
Hello, good morning. I'm Bruna. I live in São Paulo. I work as a teacher and also as a community manager here on TNT. I'm also a hostess in the mornings, every Wednesday morning at 9 too. And I like to sleep, eat, and I like watching series too. That's it about me.
Yes, Yasmin, please.
Hello, so my name is Yasmin. I'm 20 years old. I live in São Paulo too. I work as a teacher. I'm a host here on TNT too. And I love to watch TV shows. That's it.
And sorry. And me, I am Atamis. I am 36. I'm from Minas, but I live in England since, yeah, I have lived in England since before the pandemic, I should say that. And yeah, I'm a dietitian and an artist, and that's it. So tell me, Yasmin, what's the best thing about your childhood?
Maybe that I didn't need to pay bills. I don't know, but maybe I had more time to play with my friends, to spend time with them, to do things that I really like to do.
Okay, that's for me, it's the same thing. I didn't want to be an adult. I didn't want to grow up because I saw my mom and my father working a lot. And I said, no, I don't want to work. Work is horrible. I want to be a child forever. Robert, what about you?
Hello.
What's the best thing about your childhood?
First, my name is Robert. I live in São Paulo. I work with 3D modeler for VR game. And I have 3 kids, 3 girls. That's it.
And the first question, what was the best thing about your childhood?
Wow. I don't understand your question.
Okay, you can see in the chat, there's the questions there. Okay, number 1.
Childhood. What does it mean? 1 minute.
I put there on chat. Okay. No problem. I ask Bruna,
okay.
And when you're ready, you can answer.
Okay.
Bruna, what was the best thing about your childhood?
I think when not having that much responsibility is something nice, but I don't know, because just like you said, I don't know if I didn't want to be an adult, you know. I think in my childhood and even when I was a teenager, I didn't have this perspective of the future, you know, like, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? Then maybe it was spending time with my friends, you know, and also some moments with my family, my grandmother, and my there is a moment my grandparents used to live around 25 de Março, and then my grandma used to take my brother and me to go there with 50 reais, and we could buy everything we wanted, like, and it was just awesome, because it's a really cheap place, like really cheap things, and it was really nice spending this time with her, and it was great. Maybe that's the one.
Yeah, I remember when I was a child, I had a bank account with first thing was like a lot of amount of money, because it was 50 reais. I could buy a lot of things, but I grew my bank account. I was 12 and I had 800 reais there. But my mom spent it in bills afterwards. So was good, but was bad. When I asked her about the money, she said, "You ate the money, you and your brothers and sisters." That's horrible. Yeah, it's a little traumatized about it. And you, Robert?
When I am younger, I live in the leste of São Paulo. I can't of pipa. I don't know the name in English. Today I live in Nexia, Sé. It's very hard to empinar pipa here. But the best moment in my life when I empinava pipa. I don't know the name of empinar.
Yeah, I have no idea how to say empinar.
I think it's fly kite.
Like,
Fly kite.
Yeah, but the kite it's kind of different of pipa because it's bigger. It's not like as far as I know, it's the same thing, but it's the formats, the shape are different, like animals and things, bigger. There's no say at all. That's a horrible thing. You shouldn't.
And of course, play football in the streets is. I play football with my brothers.
That's nice. I think the second question is quite the same the first, so I will skip that. The number 3, do you think that children these days have a better or worse childhood than your generation, and why? Yasmin, what do you think?
I don't know if it is worst, but I think it's different, because in the past we saw kids on the street playing, and we didn't care about cell phones or social media. And nowadays we see that they give value to this. So maybe it's more about like technology, and they don't talk like face to face, So yeah, maybe it's worse. I don't know.
I was thinking if it was just different or worse, but I think it's worse for my generation, because my generation's 90s. We had the two things, like we have access to the technology because the computers and the internet were coming to Brazil, and we had access to, not everyone of course, but the generation, okay, to video games and this kind of things. And we also played on the street and like play football and volleyball, anything like child amusement. So I think today the children are missing these things. So they have too much technology, too much inside the house. And yeah. Mateus, what about you?
I think that my opinion is the same as you Aramis and Yasmin, because I grew up in playing with kids in the streets, talking a lot, learning things outside of my house. And now I see the kids growing up inside the apartments, inside the houses, just online. So, I don't know, because I can't talk by them, because it's their experience, not mine. But in my opinion, I think it's worse, because I think that you have to to get a contact with people. This is so good for humankind, and I think step by step, time after time, we are losing this kind of contact. So my opinion, it's worst.
Yeah, it's complicated because at the same time they are, I don't know, they have this access to technology and they know much more things than us. Like, but I think they are missing the, as you said, the personal contact. So yeah. Bruna, what about you?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't know if I can say if it's best or worst, better or worse, actually. I think it's just different, just like you said, but this part of social interaction influences a lot. And not only this, but the impact of social media in their lives, um, like they really count on this feedback or on what other people are talking about them. They are usually like depending on likes on other things to feel pretty or to feel comfortable with themselves, and this leads to a low self-esteem, right? So I think this impacts a lot. Of course, I'm not saying that everybody our old, had a high self-esteem, but I think social media influences a lot to feel more judged and to feel seen, and to fit in a place. So I think this can be something else.
Yeah, that's horrible. Before we had the television and the magazines. You had to buy the magazines to see all the types of things you can't afford, but and all on television, celebrities and things. But now it's like normal people with a lot of filter, and like you compare yourself with your neighbor, your colleague. So yeah, with yeah. Robert, the question number 3.
I have 3 kids all the time in cell phone, in television. I live in apartment, is very different. Me living in the house in the periphery of São Paulo is very different. I play football in the street. I empinei pipa. More brothers, more peoples around. It's very different. I think these days is worse.
So do you think your children have a worse childhood than you had?
Repeat, please.
Your children, you're saying your children have a worse childhood that you had. That's what you're saying. Okay, question number 4. What what do you think is the most important for a happy childhood? I don't know, but I was thinking here like support. Your parents support you, but I'm thinking one word is spring to my mind is autonomy. Autonomy. Have to be like when you can't choose anything. Like I cannot choose my, I don't know, clothes. I cannot choose what I want to eat, of course, with the limits. But I think autonomy is a good thing. For me, it would be nice to have some. I didn't have much. It's like you eat what you have. Like you will wear the clothes is not fitting your system anymore. It's like this kind of thing, not much choice. But yeah. Bruna, what do you think?
That this question is really difficult. I think maybe having access to stuff, to clothes you like, to of course we won't have everything we want, right? But I think having access to a good school, to a good health system, this influences a lot, the way we live our childhood. But just like you said, autonomy and independence may be something else. I think it will never be perfect, because too much is not good and a few is also bad, so maybe there will never be a balance. Maybe parents are always trying to do it the best way they can, but will never be perfect. So I think that's it.
Yeah, I think like if you give too much love, you are spoiling your children. If you don't give love enough, it's not enough. If you give everything, you are too spoiled because you are giving everything they want. But if you don't, yeah, it's complicated to be a parent. I don't want to be one. Robert, and you, what do you think?
It's very important to be closer to parents. When I am younger, my parents don't speak about sex, about drugs. Today is very important to be closer to parents for speaking about everything.
Yeah, be open with your children.
Yes.
Like my parents. Go ahead.
Some friends of my kids don't speak with your parents about the drugs, about the sex. I don't know. I have 3 girls. It's very important to me.
Yeah, you are protect them.
Yes, I have 4 8 years old. In my generation is different. I don't know.
Yeah, my parents used to talk about drugs and sex, like don't do it.
Yes.
That's it.
My father.
If I see you, if I know if you are doing this,
one time my middle sister asked for my father, hey, I want to travel with my boyfriend. Wow. No. That's it. But I asked for my father. Why no? Of course, when she go out, why no? You don't explain for her. That's it. You say no. né? And I say, when he make this this sex, you vai saber.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
you not, I think when you say just no and don't explain anything, when you don't say anything, like don't give any odd option,
Yes.
you're saying you are leading your children to make this in a hidden, like, like hidden. They will do, but you're not gonna know. They will. It's like people. We are human beings. We do. We do. We are curious.
Yes. Yes.
Mateus, and you?
In my opinion, innocence is a word for a happy childhood, because when you are a child, everything is so good, everything is so pure, everything is so colorful, and you see the world with another eye. And when you got more age, you start to see things that you can't imagine is real. So in a sense, when you are so naive and everything is so good, I think this is the best part of childhood.
That's right. I used to think, when my mom used to say, I don't have money, why don't you go to the ATM and get money? Because it's like, it's a machine make money, you just and money come to you. Why don't do it? I didn't understand why she couldn't. And she said, but you have to put the money in and take the money back. Why? Why you put the money in the machine if you need the money? It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense at the time to me. But
A memory, a short memory that I have, my dad was with problems with financial, so I got one toy of mine, and I said, "Go ahead, but Dad, sell this toy, resolve your problem." And I don't know what kind of problem was, so it's so good to remember those things and see that you were so naive.
yeah, you're right about being innocent and naive. Yeah, it's a good thing. Yes. What about you?
Yeah, maybe to have the opportunity to really live as a child, because nowadays we see that some children needs to take care of their siblings, to work, and this is something that doesn't need to be their responsibility. They need to just think about playing with their friends, to study and things like this. So maybe to really have the opportunity to live as a child.
Yeah, you rock it. Yeah, that's it. Nothing to add after that. Okay, what about your childhood do you wish you could change? Let's start with Robert.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know. Maybe when I need to explain for my parents about the drugs, about the girlfriend. Is different in my generation. That's it.
Yeah, it was very different. Mateus, when do you have anything you would change?
As Robert, I would change nothing. So as Yasmin said, I had a privileged childhood, and I'm so happy for this. I'm so glad for this because I know that I have too many childs that don't have the same life that I had. So I try to live with no regrets, and this all of these questions, when I read, this was the easiest question because for my, I'm glad for say this, but I don't have any regrets about my childhood. I would change nothing.
That's nice. I think I would change. I would learn how to brush my hair because so until now I hate it, and sometimes sometimes every week I have to unmade some dreadlock. I got dreadlock I had, so I hate so much, so much. That's because I used to run away to don't brush my hair, to don't comb my hair. Oh, it's I would like to learn at that time. That's the only thing. Yasmin, and you?
Maybe if I knew that it will pass like so fast, I would like to maybe to enjoy more, to play more with my friends, because now I miss these things.
Yeah, all the thing I would do, I did a lot, but I would do more. It was like fight with the people who offended me. Like I would defend myself a little bit more at the time. I did, but I would do more. Because sometimes I remember some people say, "You are ugly, you are black, you are," and like I don't like that people. But if I did defend myself at the time, I would be more happy, not traumatized. Yeah, that's it. And you, Bruno?
I think I would stand up more for my parents, you know. I think they have always decided a lot of things and I didn't question. So maybe I would just like my mainly my mom, she's really, she was and she, it's getting better, but she was a strict mom, you know. So I used to say, you are a nice person, but you're not a nice mom, you know, because she didn't let me do a lot of stuff. Like all of my friends could do a lot of things, like a lot, and I just couldn't do anything, you know. So I missed a lot of moments because my parents didn't allow me, like some trips, you know, and it wasn't anything big, you know, like sometimes going to the beach with my friends, you know, just small stuff that they didn't allow me. So maybe this is something it is too sensitive for me, you know, because I know I missed a lot of moments because they didn't let me do it. So maybe independence, I think I would like to be more independent. That's it.
They were super protective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend. He didn't know how to ride a bicycle because his mom didn't allow him, because like you hit yourself, you hurt yourself, injure yourself, and and one day he did, hidden, and he broke his head. He stayed in at the hospital for like weeks after that. But
It's a common sense that when your mother say you have to obey because everything that she didn't say will happen with you. You have to obey.
Like
The,
a
the
curse.
the words of mom have a power, you know.
yeah, I was a very obedient child. not much, but like if I compare myself with my brothers and sisters, yes, I was the most. Okay, so number 6, who besides your parents had the biggest impact on your childhood? Yasmin, there is someone.
Maybe my grandmother, because I spent all the time with her, so I learned a lot about like everything I learned with her, like to have patience with the things, that things doesn't happen in our time just because we want. So I learned a lot with her, and I'm still learning because I spend my time with her too. So yeah, but I had other people that has a impact in my life too, like my neighbors, because I spend a little time with them when my grandmother or my parents couldn't take care of me. So maybe everyone.
That's nice. Very nice. Bruna.
That's a hard question too, because I spent most of my time with my parents and my brother. Maybe my brother I can say is one person, but we also I don't know, until I was um 11 or something like this, we used to go to my aunt's house and every Sunday. So maybe her and my cousins too, we had nice moments there. But then after some time, my mom like got like pissed, because we were the only ones going to my aunt's house, and like she didn't visit us. So she just like got sick of it, and we stopped going there. But yeah, that's it.
That's nice. Really nice. I was thinking about teachers as well. Like sometimes we forgot about them. And yeah, I had one teacher. She I don't know how to say this. Beliscar. She did.
Pinch, pinch,
Pinch.
right?
Yeah, pinch. She pinched me. And my mom slapped her face. That was amazing. She pinched me
Gosh.
very, very hard. I was doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. That day I wasn't doing anything. I would tell you, one of my colleagues asked me, what is the next subject? And I was answering. That's it. And she came in and pinched me and him. But I told my mom, and she slapped her face. Mateus, come back to the number 6. Who besides your parents had the biggest impact on your childhood?
The first one of my memory was my cousins, all my cousins. I have five cousins, but I grew up with 3, and we grew up so close that I remember everything that I learned with them. So I think that they they grew up with me, so they what the word I forget, impact me a lot. Besides them, uh, w- my uncle, my uncle, and the teacher of the school too.
I hope she didn't pinch it to you. A good impact.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, but
I
like
didn't remember any kind of story.
yeah, in the 90s, people were crazy. But now I kind of understand her. Like, imagine you deal every day with a bunch of kids. Like, someday you will just lose your mind. But not she shouldn't pinch me, but she did. But good impact was my godmother. She was really, really nice person. She used to call me Chambinho, just her, no one else. And she taught me a lot of things, like make crochet, cook, try to teach me about the brush my hair, but I didn't get it. But she was so nice. Yeah, I really miss her. And you, Robert? Number 6.
My grandmother, in 2 moments of my life, I live with her. She teach me about the love, love, the perfect love. I remember sometimes I call for her, and in your voice is Roca. I came for her. Hey, are you drunk? She say for me, hey, FDP. And I love her. I love her. That's it. The very important person in my life.
She's still alive. That's nice. That's really nice. So the number 7, I don't know. I believe just Robert has kids. But what do you want to provide your children that you didn't have when you were growing up? If you want to have a child, if you don't want, like if you have a child one day, so think about these circumstances. What would you want to provide that you didn't have? Mateus.
I always think about these things. I have afraid to give too much, as you said, and my kid is so have a bad customs, because everything is on her hands. So I think about this, but I always think about give classes about they want go to the football class, go to the ball class, go to English course. English course for them is one a biggest thing, because I learned English by myself and was a difficult path. So to facilitate the path of my children, I will teach them English and programming too.
It is very hard to learn when you already grew up. It's much worse. It's not worse. It's like it's much harder than when you were a child. Anything, I think. Like our brain's more busy with problems, pay bills, and deal with the world. And yeah. Bruna, and you?
I liked what Matteo said about giving the chance to do a lot of things, to take courses. I know this is expensive, and but I know I also had this when I was younger. I took English classes, I had swimming classes, capoeira classes. Like I had the chance to do a lot of stuff. So I will go following the same answer I said before about the independence. Maybe allow them to do more stuff. Like, okay, do you want to spend a weekend with your friends? Just go. You want to travel for a week with your friends? Okay, I know there should be someone responsible, right, at the place. But I think it is important for us also to learn from these experiences, and just like you said, your ex-boyfriend, his mom, like, didn't allow him to do some stuff, like ride a bike. This is something basic, and he's going to get hurt someday, like, it's part of life, living these experiences. So preventing children to do some things, it's just bad for them too, because they won't have basic experiences, and they won't know how to socialize sometimes, or how to enjoy their lives. Just before we finish, this is something I don't know anymore what is my wish or what is my parents' wish, So I have to deal with this every single day. Is this something I want or my parents want, and I'm just doing it because of them, So, oh gosh, it's really confusing.
It is. I know what you mean. I as I said before in other meetings, I have 7 siblings, but they provided almost everything. Like, we had like good some part of my childhood I was really rich, and some other part I was really poor, because my parents had a really good idea, and they were running a business that got very well, and then everything was ruined. So we, like, I don't know how to say montanha russa, but they invested in us a lot. So, like, a lot of courses and a lot of things. But at the same time, I didn't know if I wanted, and I was expecting myself to give back something to them, because they invested, So it is, one day you just realize you cannot do it just because they did. It's not your obligation to do it. I don't know. You have to be grateful, but not feel obligated to give back anything or pay back anything. But I would say I would provide to my children patient, more patient, because my parents, they didn't have a lot of patience. Like, Mom, why didn't I don't know? Ask your father. And so my father, no, I don't know. Ask your mother. I don't know. I'm busy. I understand they were busy, but, like, you are a child. You don't understand. At the time, I didn't understand. Now I do. So anyway, Robert, question number 7.
Your mic is off, Robert.
Thanks. Of course, good schools, class of English is very important, but the difference of peoples is most important for me. I live in periphery of São Paulo. Of course, I live my life in the is different, but my kids live in this center of São Paulo, in the building. Is very important. The different, the rich people, poor people, kids with video game, kids without video game. It's very important to me. The other peoples.
Like the diversity of
yes,
people.
yes, is more important.
I can't complain about it. My parents had, like, I grew up with all the kind of people.
One time my middle filha, daughter, down, make a down, and hey, you dad, I see why I'm brown. she said, yes, you I speak in Portuguese. Você não é meio negrinho? Because I'm moreno. I'm not black. It's very important. The meeting of the other kids, black, Japanese. Anyway.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very important. Yeah, you're right. And you, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to have kids, but like if I adopt someone, I would like to teach how to defend themselves because I've heard bad things and I just kept quiet. So this is horrible. Maybe to have balance between the time that you need to study or to play too. To be independent, but not too much because my mom teaches me that I needed to be independent. And like nowadays, I don't accept any help. I needed to do everything alone. So don't have fear to do everything that you want. And if something bad happens, it's okay. It's part of life. Keep going. Things like this.
Exactly. Yeah, but like defend yourself is very important. Yeah, mainly for women, I think, for girls, because we are like the childhood for us is like essential for everyone, but essential to lead us to a good adulthood, like as well, because we are. If you are defending yourself and you are a child, we will not accept the abuse when you are grow up. So yeah, I would do as well, like defend more. But myself, my mom did defend us, my father as well, as I said before. So let's go to the 8. Who were you really jealous of when you were a child? Why were you jealous? Let's see. I was jealous of the kids who could go to the Shusha TV show. I was because they could go. They were like blonde girls. I don't know, like I don't know why. Like everything you think like an angel face of the child that I never had. So yeah, pretty much that. Yasmin, and you? If you
Maybe
had jealous.
like Floribela, RBD that I didn't recommend because I don't want that people watch too.
Why not? Why don't you recommend?
I don't know, just because I want to be the only one to watch this. I don't know.
Interesting. I want to be a Chiquitita. I want it. Anyway, child things. Mateus, and you, were you jealous of someone?
I always remember a memory that I saw my friends eating junk food snacks, and I couldn't eat because my mom always prepared carrots, apples, and I saw other people eating so delicious food, and I eating vegetables. It's also horrible in the time for me. So always remember this memory. It's so good to remember those things. Today are being a nostalgic day.
You unlocked a memory to me as well, because my family's vegetarian, so we never were allowed to eat this kind, never. So yeah. And you, Robert?
Me, no, but I remember my daughters. One time I say, I gonna make a linguiça. She say for me, oh, I don't want this. I don't know. I want a broccoli.
Weird kid.
The kids have a boogie.
I was jealous of kids. They used to eat Danoninho as well.
Danoninho.
Danoninho is super expensive.
Yes.
Bruna, and you?
I'm jealous of my friends who could go to a lot of parties, like a lot of concerts, they used to go out, and they had a lot of stories, about the parties, kissing a lot of guys. And I was always at home, like, oh gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay, Robert. I know it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't. That's it.
Nice. So guys, tell me, just tell me, let me see, who are you really jealous of when you were a child?
Video games.
People who have video games?
Yeah, and I didn't have video games, so now I have my video game, and I'm happy now.
That's nice. Like we do when we are, like, people said, you are a grown-up person, we should buy things like for children. But if I didn't had the opportunity to have when I was, and now I have, I will buy, and I will feel, I will feed that child inside me who didn't have that. That's it. It's my money. It's my life. I do whatever I want. Jefferson, and you? Same question, number 8.
I forget the stop. Sorry, but what's the question? Sorry.
Who are you really jealous of when you were a child? Number 8.
I think everything, as I said, everything about to be respected, to play together with my friends, football, bike, swimming, and learn to divide everything. I think that, and
yeah,
we talk about virtual. In my childhood, I never watch cartoon, for example. I just play most of the time, and then just to study hard. I study a lot because I was a poor guy, and I need to study. I never watch cartoon. I never play virtual, like games, for example. I never did this.
I had one Atari.
No, I really don't know what's Atari. I can't imagine what's Atari. I really don't know.
It was really nice. One bottom and nothing.
I know.
It's amazing. It's not for my age, but I get one from my godfather. So here's the feedback. Don't forget the answering. And Charles, what about you? You were missing something. You jealous of something people had when you didn't in your childhood?
Oh, I will share. I guess it's normal in our age or in our time. We play soccer, and everyone would like to be the dono da bola, I guess. And I never had one ball when I was young, and I think it's normal until today. One guy hits the one ball and the other guy, o dono da bola mandava no jogo, é isso. I don't know why I can say this thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I am a dona da faca que furava a bola.
All right.
I did. I don't regret. I don't regret this. Like the game stopped because it's my ball. Next time.
Yes, do you know exactly this? Do you know? That's it. Oh, it's my ball. I will not play